Hello, today we are going to answer 10 questions about myself, and these questions are brought to us by Tracy from A Trials of a Long-Haired Girl. And what the questions are is there is a group of people that actually all answer the same questions, and we all post our videos on the same day. In the description below, you will find the links to everybody that actually gets the questions and has the opportunity to do this. So thank you to everyone that participates, and let's get on to the questions. Got some good ones this month. Number 1. Have you ever talked on the phone for more than 2 hours? Absolutely. Now, Jason and I, when we met, we actually did most of our chatting via text, which was fine. We never really talked much on the phone. But in previous relationships, like with my ex, when I met him, we actually spent a lot of time on the phone talking because, well, text really wasn't a big thing at that point. You got to remember, my age predates cell phones and texting. So yeah, I talked a lot on the phone. Number 2, have you ever stayed awake for an entire night? I graduated college. Yeah. I think that's a no-brainer for pretty much anybody that's been in college. Yeah, I've stayed awake. It's amazing how you can do that when you're young, and when you get older, it's like, no, 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 my body is not going to let me do that. Number 3, have you ever fallen or stumbled in front of somebody? Well, let's just say this is me we're talking about. When have I ever not fallen in front of somebody? I probably have posted videos on here of me falling when we were hiking because I stumbled and fell and tripped more than once. When I was in high school, I was in a chorus, and at one point the teacher had us marching around the room as we sang, and it was to help get the beat down. And I don't know, can't remember exactly what the song was or anything, but we were marching around the room as we sang and as we chanted and as we did whatever she needed us to do. And I was walking and I was going down the steps, and then we would come back up around and we'd climb to the top of the risers and I'd come back down. Yeah, I missed the top step and rolled the whole way down. And for the rest of that year in chorus, anybody that tripped, it was called the Mary Fran roll. When have I ever not fallen? I'm kind of a klutz. Number 4, have you ever had a deja vu experience? Yeah, I've had lots of them. I'm trying to think of like something that I can actually say, oh yeah, I remember I did this and that and the other. I can't remember them. They pretty much just come and are gone. But there's been a ton of times in my life that I sit back and be like, yeah. So yeah, I have had a deja vu experience. Number 5, have you ever regretted saying I love you? This is a hard one because part of me wishes that I had never said I love you to my ex-husband. In the long run, he didn't deserve it. But, you know, I obviously said I love you to him. And looking at it from where I am now, I wish I wouldn't have, because number 1, he didn't deserve it. And number 2, I was with him for, what, 17 years? And that could have been 17 years of happiness, of something else in my life, of bettering myself versus sitting stagnant in life. But that said, I did say I love you, and what I said to him and the experiences that I had with him are what shaped me into the person that I am today. I wouldn't be the person who I am right now if I wouldn't have said I love you. So it's kind of like a 50-50. I wish I wouldn't have, just because I could have saved a lot of heartache. But then on the same note, I wouldn't be who I am. So, yeah. Take that as you want. Number 6, have you ever faked being sick so that you could stay home from work? Yes, I have. I usually try to word it in such a way so I'm not really telling them I'm sick. But yeah, you're implying it. And so my best experience with this was at the bank. It was a small branch, so when somebody was off, that actually inconvenienced someone else to have to cover my shift. My friend wanted to go see the cherry blossoms in DC. She had never seen them, so I called out sick. Had a great time down in DC. We roamed, we did all kinds of stuff. We saw the cherry blossoms, we saw museums. We were busy. We had a fabulous day. It was awesome, except for the fact that I got sunburned.
Ow!
Yes, I got sunburned. So the next day, after my day of being sick, I actually had to go into work with a sunburn. How do you hide that one? I was feverish. Yeah, right. Number 7, have you ever stayed in your pajamas all day long? Absolutely. I am somebody that would love to curl up with a book and read. And sometimes you just have to stay in your PJs to do that. Now, there are days that I will actually change PJs and put on a different pair just so you feel clean. But yes, I have willingly stayed in my PJs all day long. I was talking a while back to some of my coworkers, and some of them are like, I just stay in my pajamas all day long while I work, because we all work from home. And I'm like, yeah, I don't do that. I actually get dressed every morning like normal. There was one day that I was running really, really late. Stuff was happening, and I was in my pajamas, and I could not handle it. It felt so weird, so awkward. So, no, I get dressed every day and roll with it that way. Number 8, have you ever been in the emergency room at the hospital? Why, yes, I have. Actually, last October, I talked about an experience. I actually was having major chest pain, and I ended up in the ER. When I was still married to my ex-husband, I was having a lot of chest pains, and I ended up in the ER then also for chest pains. It's amazing those chest pains left when I left my ex. Number 9, have you ever lied about something that you were supposed to do? I try to operate under total honesty. I expect that from myself, and I expect that from people around me. So, I really don't know that I have. I'm sure I have, but I really can't think of any, just because it's not a way to operate. Number 10, have you ever been kicked or bitten by an animal? Viciously? Never. No. On accident? Yes. I was at the vet once with my cat, Ethel, and she's now passed away. And I was there and I was holding her, and she was fine in my arms. And so they were getting ready to do something to her, do a procedure. And they were like, do you want us to grab her? I'm like, no, I got her. She's fine. And she did not like what they did. And she turned around and was like, right on my hand. And it was a bad wound. It was not malicious. She was just frightened, and she just did what came natural. And it was interesting because the vet immediately stopped treating the cat, and they started treating me. They were like putting bandages all over me and sent me home with this medicine and stuff for my hand. They were more concerned about me. I don't know if it was a liability. I don't know. But I went home with medicine as well as my cat. But, she didn't mean it. This was the most gentle cat I've ever had. There was no way she was doing anything malicious. It was just fear. But yeah, maliciously, no, I've never been attacked by an animal. It's been little accidental nips, if that. Kicked? Nah. No, I've never. Nope. So animals. So no, never done anything like that. So those are the 10 questions for the month. Thank you for watching. Let me know what your answer to the questions are in the comments. I would love to know what you have done. I'd love to know. In the meantime, live your life to the fullest. Be more amazing than you already are. And no excuses.